Did you see that?
This is the Sports Porch, Black and Gold, with your hosts, the technical director, the Grand Schwabini, and Hockey Jesus. Come on, Pittsburgh. Let's show a little Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates love. The Sports Porch Black and Gold starts now. Yeah, we're going to get a jump on this right now. This is the Sports Porch Black and Gold coming to you live here on YouTube every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also on X. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, remember you can subscribe to the channel on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. And when you click that notification button, yes, your phone or your computer or your tablet will tell you when it's time to hang out with us. I'm the technical director. Sitting across from me in the Monroeville basement studio is the Grand Schwabini, and down here, who is actually on this side of me in the studio, that's Hockey Jesus. He's representing. Look, we're representing Drexel. Although I got the black and gold here. I got the black and gold Drexel.
Yeah, I got the new blue.
Yeah. Now, why before we get started here?
Dragon.
What prompted the Drexel tonight? Is there something going on we need to know about as former Drexel alum? I know this isn't Pitt related.
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think
No, there isn't. But actually, the reason I put it on is because it's our friend Marcy. It's her birthday today.
Marcy, a.k.a. Molly McButter.
So I was thinking about her being her birthday, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to rep some Drexel, even though she went to the University of Pennsylvania.
What are you rubbing it in?
I don't know. I was just thinking about college days, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to rep Drexel tonight. So Drexel's in the house.
Birthday, Molly McButter.
Happy birthday, Marcy.
That's right.
By the way, Penn was actually in the news for something negative recently. Did you see about that?
Well, did you see what they did in the tournament?
Yes.
Did you hear how they responded?
Yes, I did. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about,
NCAA tournament.
Penn got blasted. in their playoff game, and their fans decided to start a chant that went something like, "That's all right. That's okay. You're going to work for us one day." And the cheerleaders were seen laughing their asses off at it.
Laughing.
And that became a very big viral thing with people just saying these Ivy League kids are just pieces of garbage.
I think it's funny.
But I think it's funny that people are calling them pieces of garbage.
Well, this is where we are in our culture today.
It is.
Everything is a controversy.
And it is truth.
It's just
I mean, if you think about it,
it's just truth. Kids having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like with the Drexel thing going on there, it's like, what are you trying to brag that we got a worse education than Molly McButter? That maybe we had more fun than she did?
Oh, we definitely did.
We definitely had more fun.
Well, because we had a whole nother year than her.
By the way, after we left, Drexel became a really good, hard to get into school. So most people think that we're much smarter than we are.
I know. Mm-hmm. I think it's amazing how people are like, "Yeah, where did you go to school?" And I go Drexel, and they go, "Oh,
right, right." Well, I was speaking of conferences.
In fairness, their engineering school has always been high.
Yeah, of course the engineer was saying.
Speaking of conferences, I was at a conference once where somebody was talking about the difference between Indiana, and Drexel, and they were basically saying and I come from a school, Indiana, where all anybody cares about is the Hoosiers basketball team. We're not a fine academic institution like Drexel University.
There you go.
And I was like, yeah, that's right.
That is right.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, look at the
Hell
success. Yeah. Amazing.
Yep.
All right, guys,
they
listen,
got something right.
If you're with us, we are going to get to some black and gold sports here like we do all the time. Hey, guys. Join the conversation. There's a lot to talk about. Opening day is around the corner. We're going to do something we rarely do around here, but we have to. We are going to start with the Buccos. Yes, we're going to start with the Buccos. They are back. We're talking opening day. So I want to know, and we want to know, and I'm going to ask these guys right now, who is your breakout player for the Bucs this year? And then we'll get to the win-loss prediction. Drop your numbers in the YouTube chat. Let us know what you think. And by breakout player, what I mean is I'm gonna widen that category. Who do you think is most important on the Pirates to have a breakout year.
Could be two different people then.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. You can either say, I think this guy's going to have a breakout year, or this is the guy I think has to have a breakout year.
I see. So it's really two questions.
Yes.
Instead of one question.
It's three questions wrapped into two questions wrapped into a ticker.
Rocked into a kernuffle.
Yes, a kernuffle beduffle.
Mm-hmm.
Have the Pirates found some pitching gems in Seth Hernandez and Christian Curtis? I'll get to that, Chris Chata.
That would be no.
No.
And
let's just answer that right now.
Probably not. But thanks for being back, Chris. Really love it when you're back.
Good to see you, OC.
Absolutely. So,
even though we really can't see you,
Grant Schwabini. I mean, do you want to get us started here?
Sure, will do.
Go for it.
The guy that's most important to have a big year for the Pirates is Bubba Chandler.
Oh,
interesting.
He needs to play like a number 2 starter / number 1. Not every team has Paul Skeens on it.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to be kind of like, put Paul Skeens out of your mind for a second. He needs to be the best pitcher on the Pirates beyond Paul Skeens. And if he does that, if he has a very good year, that, going along with Paul Skeens could be a huge difference in the win column. But as far as my breakout player for the year, it'll be Konnor Griffin. He'll be up.
Wow.
He'll be up in like 2 months or so.
Yeah.
And he will end up hitting 18 home runs this year.
That's interesting.
It's fact.
Well, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot being talked about when it comes to Konnor Griffin and his status right now. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But HJ, what do you think?
Well, he stole my breakout player. I agree. I think that Konnor Griffin's got to be up, and he will be up, and he's gonna hit the hell out of the ball when he gets up here. He's just too big and too talented not to hit that many home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Will he hit for average? No.
Right.
But will he be great in the field? You'll love him in the field. He'll be great at shortstop. Can't wait to see that big body there at the shortstop position. As far as who I think has to have a great year, I mean, this is easy. It's got to be O'Neal Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got to be a guy. He's got to hit 30 home runs this year, and he's got to bat at least 225. And that's a big step for him, considering he batted 200 last year. I mean, honestly, he should be batting 250 and 30 home runs. But I'm going to pump the brakes on going that far.
It's hard to believe in him, isn't it?
It really is. But you know what? Last year, in fairness, he had to make the switch to the outfield. He's been out there for a year now. So screw that. He should not be thinking about playing any damn defense. He should be thinking about his bat and how many times he can knock it out into the river at PNC Park. That's exactly what he needs to be focusing on. And, getting the average up a little bit. Come on. You can't be batting 190, the 205 all season long. I'm just going to believe in him. I'm going to say he is going to get there. He won't get to 250, but I'm hoping he's going to get to 225, 30 home runs. If that happens, then, it's very possible the Pirates could be looking at a winning record for the first time in a long time.
I mean, I agree with you that O'Neal Cruz, this is the year. For me, it's a make or break year for him. I've been down on him since they drafted him. But this is the prove it year. And I think not only is he, does he have to have a breakout year? I actually think he's the guy that's going to have a breakout year. And coming from me, that's, because
you are a skeptic.
Where have I been since day one with him?
You're more or less, you're wishing it. You're not really believing it. You're wishing it.
I am when I'm saying
it's okay to admit I'm right.
Yeah. you know what? Grant Schwabini, I think the inner psychologist in you might be correct.
Yes.
I don't want to wish it because I honestly, the way he's played and handled himself the last few years with his defense in the outfield and kind of being nonchalant and obviously swinging to hit 500-foot home runs every time he can,
right?
And not being able to hit left-handed pitching and not seemingly, from what we can tell, working on his stroke,
right?
It's hard for me to wish that he has a breakout year, but honestly, he needs to have a breakout year. He has to have a breakout year. He's got guys around him that are better hitters.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Lau is a much better hitter. Marcell Ozuna is a much better hitter.
Right.
Ryan O'Hearn is a better hitter, not a much better hitter, but he's a better hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the guys that, so moving on to my next subject here, all the projections are for O'Neal Cruz to bat leadoff. Now, I know he had, 38 stolen bases last year, I think.
Well, he does steal bases.
He does, but he doesn't hit for average. He doesn't get on. He doesn't know how to walk.
True.
This guy is a prototypical number 3 hitter. And when you put him in there, I don't know who in this lineup. Okay, so we're talking about Henry Davis, Spencer Horwitz, Brandon Lau, Nick Gonzalez, Jared Triolo, Brian Reynolds, O'Neal Cruz, Ryan O'Hearn, and Marcell Ozuna. I don't know. There is not a prototypical number 1. Leadoff hitter in that lineup. So I get it.
It's got to be Reynolds.
I get it. I don't, Reynolds should be a number 3, but O'Neal Cruz is a number 3 hitter. And
I don't think so at all.
I do.
He can't.
To me, he's a number 5.
He can't hit for enough average to be a number 3.
Yeah,
well, what I'm saying is prototypically he's that guy. He hits for power. He could hit, if he hit for average and got on base and stole bases, then he becomes an RBI machine, a base running machine, and he can hit home runs. That's a prototypical number 3 hitter. So if you surround him with guys like bat Brandon Lau second, or not Nick Gonzalez, or Brian Reynolds second, him third, Ozuna fourth, Lau fifth.
If you put him third and Ozuna fourth, you're talking about humongous strikeout numbers in the middle of your order.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because he's prone to strike out,
right?
But you've also got it. He's also got protection in the lineup. When he's batting first, and then your last 3 batters are probably going to be Triolo, Davis, and Nick Gonzalez. He's got nobody coming up behind him that they're worried about, so they're not going to throw him anything. You know what I mean? Or there's nobody coming up behind him.
I mean, to be honest, this is kind of what I would do, and you might think it's crazy, but I would put him 9th. I mean, I'd sort of look at him as
that's an interesting take.
I'd sort of look at him as like a second leadoff hitter,
right?
Because they would have to pitch to him because whoever's batting first is going to be decent,
hopefully,
right? And you take a lot of pressure off of him by batting him 9th, and you often are in a position where the 9 hitter does end up leading off an inning, so you might as well just have him down there and let him work his way up the lineup as he hits. If he's if it's like a month in and he's hitting 265, move him up.
Yeah,
put him 5th, or put him first or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. I think that's actually a good strategy as opposed to batting him first.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it seems ridiculous, because why would you put a guy who can hit the ball the way he can hit it at 9th? But it makes perfect sense.
And look, it happens. It happens for some players like that. There's always going to be a guy, and you're like, what happens is, it gets off, he hits a bunch of home runs in the 8th or the 9th spot, and then you're just like, well, we kind of have like the best 8th hitter in baseball. And then of course what happens is they move them up in the order, right? Because they're playing so well.
And their bottom 3 is going to be garbage,
right?
If they don't put somebody else down there,
right?
Yeah. Now
you might be able to hide one of those guys in the 6th spot.
Here's a comment from
5th spot.
OC. Jared Triolo named starting shortstop. Is that controversial? Someone on Instagram was making it seem that way. Well, it's not that it's controversial, but what it is he's a above average defensive fielder, and his natural position is third base. He's not a very good hitter, and he's horrible against left-handed hitting, or left-handed pitching, excuse me. That's another issue that we have in this lineup, is we don't have a big lefty. It's mostly a lineup of righties. Does Cruz, is he a switch hitter? Is Cruz a switch hitter? I can't remember. I should remember.
Well, he definitely hits left.
Yeah, he's
I think he is a switch hitter, though, isn't he?
I don't know.
You know what?
I think he's just a left-handed hitter.
I don't think so.
We should know this, so we're going to know
the answer is no.
No, bats left, throws right.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you? It could be either way. That side of the infield with Triolo, and then you're putting Nick Gonzalez, and then you're going to platoon him with Nick Yorke, who made the team. that's a huge hole in that lineup. And then they have no lefty starter on the pitching staff.
I know.
And
they don't have one lefty on the pitching staff.
Not on the starting pitcher.
Not a starting pitcher. Yeah. So these are the things that I think are going to hold them back. Triolo named the starting shortstop. Right. Everybody wants Konnor Griffin there. My thoughts on Konnor Griffin are this is much more complicated than everybody wants it to be. Did they send him down because he did not, his average wasn't great. I did hear somebody talking today about the fact that it seemed that his at-bats, he was having trouble. And I think they graphed out, his at-bats and versus fastballs that were pretty much down the middle. And he has trouble swinging at those. He was swinging and missing a lot at those. And the home runs he hit were mistakes. So he can capitalize on the mistakes, but he's not quite yet able to hit the money pitch. You know what I mean? So they want him to get more development. I think that's great. But here we are once again, before the season even starts. Look, if they weren't negotiating with Paul Skeens, who arguably at this point looks like he is definitely, barring injury or some weird setback, is definitely a generational pitcher. If you weren't negotiating with him to get an extension,
well,
are you negotiating with Konnor Griffin?
Yeah, of course you are, because it's a lot less money.
Well, yeah, but for the Pirates, anything over 80 million, 100 million is too much.
I know, but so let's say they throw 150 million at him. They're going to have to throw 500 million at Skeens.
True.
So I mean, that's the difference.
Yeah.
If they want to, if they want to do something, I mean, he'd be a fool to sign for that money. But who knows? I mean, why not at least try it? And the thing is, if they are trying to negotiate, which I doubt they are, by the way, I don't think for a second.
It's been reported that they are.
If they are,
for real,
that's a reason why they wouldn't play him, because if he starts playing well, then it keeps going up and it keeps going up and it keeps going up. So they want to sign him on the cheap now.
There's also,
I just think he probably believes in himself too much to want to sign a contract with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who traditionally don't go out and get anybody else. So he would have to be the man. And that's it. He's not going to get any help, So I don't know. If I'm a 19-year-old, even if somebody wants to offer me 150 million, if I believe in myself and know I can get 250 million and play with other great players, I'd wait.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I mean, if you were talking the 80s or the 90s even, and I know, contract rules back then were a little different than they are now, but if you were talking back then, it wouldn't be $100 million. It would be like maybe 20.
Right, I know,
but $100 million is a lot. He could injure himself down, in his first game and never come back to form. I mean,
although
I'd take the money if I was.
A lot of these guys, though, they have injury insurance.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're going to get it one way or another.
That's true. So there's also service time involved if they bring him up before April 9th.
I think that's mostly what it's about.
Yeah.
It's the service time.
Yeah, I think it's
control for another year.
What I love, though, is they're like, well, if they bring him up before April 9th and he wins Rookie of the Year, they lose a year of arbitration, but they also get a number one pick. So it's kind of like they didn't do that with.
What do you mean they get a number one pick?
They get a compensatory pick if you bring up a rookie before April 9th.
Okay.
And he stays on the roster for the rest of the year. It's kind of like that Rule 5 draft. But what happens is you get a pick.
You get a compensatory pick like at the end of the first round?
Yeah, like between 26 and 32.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. So they didn't do that with Skeens.
Right.
They waited till May, and he won Rookie of the Year, and they didn't get that pick. So I guess what I'm saying is here we are once again. The Pirates are – but now every major league team plays these games. But the Pirates are playing these games again. And it's kind of like, look, man, and here's where I get to the win predictions. I put a poll up. Do you think the Pirates are going to win more than 82 games this year? And I don't even have an answer for that. Like last year I said no, and they only won 71. But I mean, this is the year where and I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to put it out there. I feel like we may be getting punked this year. No. I mean,
I'm sorry. We get punked every year from the friggin' Pirates.
Yeah,
come on.
But I mean,
what makes this year that much different?
Well,
that you're
just
saying this?
Compare the signings last year, preseason, before the season started, to the signings this year. And look, Brandon,
they're a little bit different. Yes.
They're better. They're not. They didn't go out and get top-notch players, but they got guys who can play ball. They can hit. They did get bats.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't address the corner infielders, though. I mean, I'm sorry. Spencer Horwitz playing first base does not excite me. And we already had our Gonzalez Triolo left side of the infield conversation.
Well, they made a play for Schwarber.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right. Talk about getting punked.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I hate to say this, Buccos fans, and I hope they prove me wrong. But when you look at the rotation and everybody talks about, they got great pitching. Well, look, Paul Skeens. Anybody who has Paul Skeens has great pitching. But then you go to Mitch Keller.
As a great pitcher.
You go to Mitch Keller. And Mitch Keller, look, this is his year too. Like, listen, historically has a good first half, horrible second half.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is what he is. I wouldn't expect anything different. He's an innings eater.
Right.
That's going to, give you a pretty good season, but nothing spectacular.
Yeah. And you have Bubba Chandler, who came out of spring training with I want to say a over 9 ERA. I think it was 9.28.
That could just mean he got, gave up 6 runs in one start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything else was great.
They're getting Jared Jones back too, right?
Yeah, well, he's not listed here.
No, at some point.
Right.
And I know probably not in the first quarter.
There is Konnor Griffin's stats. He had 171.
Yeah, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs in 16 spring training games. I mean,
I love the fact that he wears number 75.
Really? Is that his number, 75?
Yeah.
Why do you like
I don't
that?
know. It's just different.
It is different.
It basically says, I'm wearing 70.
It's an odd number.
I
don't know why.
For a shortstop is special.
Right,
yeah. And I think it's a good thing for him to begin the season in the minors, because what they did to Henry Davis.
Well, I don't.
By the way, is you don't?
And here's why I don't. He's a Gold Glove Award winner. He would automatically make your defense better just by inserting him in the lineup.
He won a Gold Glove in Double A?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's already better than anybody you're going to put out there, even if his bat's going to be as good as Jared Triolo. I mean, he's a bum when it comes to hitting the ball.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like it. I mean, because he's got to grow anyway. So
might as well learn in the majors.
Yeah, but you're right. It's the whole April thing.
It is.
They're going to bring him up after that, probably. Right. And in the meanwhile, they're going to try and sign him for cheap, and he's going to laugh at them, and he's going to come up and play well. He'll struggle at times, but that's what rookies do. He's not just going to come up and look like Alex Rodriguez right away, but he's gonna be better than anybody else you could put there. There's no reason to wait to put him into the lineup.
If you had
then you want to hold on to him for another year.
If you had him in the lineup on opening day, he's probably going to give you 25 home runs.
He's going to get that many more home runs
just based on how hard he hits the ball.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, the question will be, can he handle the pressure? And I don't know. That's the thing.
Well, is there really pressure playing for the Pirates?
Yeah, and being a rookie. I don't think. I think there's a lot less pressure.
I think if you ask Henry Davis that, he'd say absolutely.
No. Henry Davis came up confused because he was like, "Okay, I'm ready to start, coach. Okay, get in right field."
Yeah.
Right.
What the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
that's what happened to Henry Davis. They're not going to do that with this guy.
I would hope not, but I still think that
they're not going to put him in right field.
No,
he's going to play shortstop. That's his position.
Yeah, but I still think it's a lot of pressure, especially because now you have the best pitcher in baseball on your team, and you have a team that is, arguably trying to make some moves in the lineup to have a better offense, and you are the phenom that they're bringing up here as a teenager, which doesn't happen all that often. And now we want you to produce so you don't become Henry Davis, who was the number 1 overall pick and should have been hitting the ball.
I don't think this guy even has a thought about who Henry Davis is.
No, he doesn't even care who he is.
No.
All right. Well, have your opinions changed about Nutting after this offseason? No. Is he still public enemy number 1?
Yes.
Always Chris Chara.
Absolutely.
Always.
I mean, Nutting is going to have to do something really uncharacteristic for
Like
us to change.
sell the team. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's just pretend that he never sells the team. He would literally have to sign Paul Skeens to a $500 million contract and sign Konnor Griffin to something.
Yeah.
You know,
And then we'd say, okay, maybe he's serious now.
yeah, right.
And the only reason
just
he'll do
one
that is
contract.
if Major League Baseball institutes a salary cap, which means a salary floor.
Yeah, and
And then he'll
here we
have
go.
to sign somebody. So why not sign your best pitcher?
Yeah.
He'll be
Mhm.
forced to sign him. He won't do it out of the love for the Pittsburgh Pirates
Right.
and the Pittsburgh's organization.
Well, I'll tell you guys, like I said, I think we're being punked. There's just a small part of me that thinks that, you know, a guy like Marcell Ozuna, he's seen his better days, kind of like Carlos Santana. Not as bad. I think he's better than Santana. Brandon Lau, I don't know what to think. He comes from Tampa Bay, and he did belt 30 home runs. He's a solid player, but he's on a 1 or 2 year deal. So this isn't anything long term.
No.
And the other thing is, and of course we have to bring this up even before the season starts with the Pirates, is at what point do we start talking about who are they going to trade? And they've got some good trade bait this year, you know, between Ozuna and Lau and O'Hearn. I mean, those are guys that you're out of it at the trade deadline. You're going to get a little return, and they're notorious for that.
Although it's hard to be out of it at the trade deadline nowadays with the extra wild card.
That's true.
So,
Well, the Pirates will find a way. They're good at it.
I know you're.
all right. Well, are we up to our season predictions?
Yeah, let's do that. HJ, let's start with you.
Oh boy.
Win total.
Win total 80 games.
That's better than last year. You're giving them a 9-game bump because of the additions.
I am.
Grant Schwabini.
I'm going to go 78.
Okay, so still an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
In no playoffs, by the way.
Correct.
TD, man, I'll tell you, this is really hard for me.
Now remember, it's what you think, not what you wish.
I understand. If I didn't have you here, I don't know how.
I don't know how you
this show.
I don't either.
It's just hard for me to make a prediction here because I think it could really go either way. There's a really good chance that
Do it.
that
Say it.
they
70.
they could that they could.
70.
Oh man,
70.
yeah. I'll tell you what.
72.
I think the Pirates are going to win 88 games.
Oh
I think
boy. That went the opposite way.
Oh, boy.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
The reason why I
Boy,
think
that's-
You heard it here first on the porch. We're breaking
Oh
news.
my God.
I think that Paul Skeens is going to put this team on his shoulder. I think he's going to literally take this team and say, you know, climb on my back, do what I do, follow my lead, and we can be a good team. And then we'll be asking at the trade deadline, are they going to add or subtract?
Here's a
I
question.
think that has actually some merit because
That's what I'm saying.
he really enjoyed the World Baseball Classic.
He wants
and
to win.
playing in that type of situation.
And
Here's a question for you.
He might be able to create it by himself.
Here's a question for you. So last year, Paul Skeens, could you ask for anything more?
I know where you're going.
He
with
won
this.
the Cy Young Award.
Yeah.
So theoretically, there was no better pitcher in all of baseball
You can't ask for more.
in the National League.
in the National League. So how'd it go last year putting the team on his back?
He didn't have the bats he has.
Yeah, he
Remember
didn't
that-
get the W's. That's the thing.
I mean, look.
He had historic
The-
low wins for a guy who
Look,
pitched what he did.
look, the bats
That's
are
got to get better.
the bats are better than last year.
He
But
was-
let's not kid ourselves and think that, like, you know, O'Hearn and Marcell Ozuna are, you know, Kyle Schwarber and you know, Juan Soto.
No, they're not.
No,
They're not.
no.
But here's
we're not
you
saying
know.
90 wins.
here's the thing. Let me ask you. No, we're only saying 88.
Well,
No,
one of us is.
Let me ask you this question. He
Yeah.
was 10-10
Yeah, 10
with
wins.
Right.
a 197 ERA.
Right.
Terrible.
and 216 Ks and a whip under 1.
Mm-hmm.
He only had 10 wins and something like 37 starts or something.
Mm-hmm. So you're telling me with 3
gotta get
better bats that hit home runs, because the Pirates were last in home runs, with 3 bats that are going to put them not quite, but, middle of the packish if all goes well home run wise. You're telling me that record of 10-10 wouldn't be something more like 17-6?
No,
and we're just talking about him.
Because this is the way I look at it. Like, so what was their offense ranked last year?
Like,
out of like 30, was it 32 teams?
It was like 30th.
It was 30th.
It was bad.
Right.
I mean, I think these bats bring them up from like 30th to like 20th.
Yeah,
but that's a
makes
huge move.
Yeah,
that's a huge move.
But but here's the thing:
like 6 or 7.
But you're also assuming that they hit when he pitches.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
They might not.
That's true. They might not.
Yeah. Some great pitchers have that problem.
Right.
Yeah, because they relax. And they're like, we don't have to do anything. He's going to strike everybody out. But
I think the best thing for the Pirates to do is not to think, just to go out there.
Yeah, that's very true.
I
agree.
They're not expected to do anything. Just go out there and play ball.
I don't find that to be necessarily true. I think there are expectations now. You have no expectations.
And Major League Baseball does not think that the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to be in the playoffs in the foreseeable future.
Would it be good for Major League Baseball if the Pirates made the World Series? Let's just dream a little bit. Would it be good for Major League Baseball? Yes,
it would. Yeah. It would, because it's a feel-good story, and they're a hallowed franchise.
Like the Royals, like 10 years
used to be a hallowed franchise.
Yes.
Dude, put this into perspective.
Is it hallowed or hollowed?
You look at it.
Hallowed.
Look it up. It's hallowed.
Hallowed.
Yes.
Trust me, I know. Did you not remember? You can't question me.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I'm still going to try.
Yeah. Well, that's your
fault.
88. That was a hot take.
Detriment. Yeah. No, what I was getting at before you so rudely interrupted me was the last playoff series the Pittsburgh Pirates won was in 1979. Dude, we were 9 years old.
Yeah.
9 years old. We were 9 years old. There are generations of kids growing up who have never seen the Pirates win a playoff series.
Yep.
We barely even probably saw it. I don't remember it. I know nobody here remembers when they were 9 watching the Pirates win a playoff series.
I remember.
You can remember them winning the World Series.
I remember. Well, I was an Orioles fan, so I remember a brief moments from those World Series games, but not a whole lot.
But that's how terrible this franchise has been.
Yeah.
Old guys like us barely saw them win. Yeah, I mean, they gotta get new ownership to change this up, and that's my final straw on this.
Yeah. Yeah. And okay, we'll see what happens. So the Grand Schwabini has 78 wins for the Pirates. HJ, a little better, 80 wins. And the TD's going out on a limb, and he's going to say, look, Paul Skeens is going to lead them. They're going to have a couple bats. O'Neal Cruz is going to have a breakout season because, as far as I'm concerned, if O'Neal Cruz doesn't bat 250, slug 30 home runs, and steal 30 bases this year, he is going to be relegated to being a limited player. And he's going to end up on other teams. I don't know what his service shit is or any of that kind of stuff.
Somebody will pick him up. I mean, there were people asking for him last year.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, and you know what will happen? Imagine him on the Yankees. Right. Batting in between.
What were you saying? Sawinski's playing for the Dodgers.
He's
going to bat 275 and hit 20 home runs.
Hit 35.
Well, they're going to be throwing 85-mile-per-hour fastballs down the middle of the plate to him.
Yeah.
So they don't have to pitch to Shohei Ohtani.
That's exactly right. You talk about a change of scenery working out for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he actually.
Jack,
I don't know.
Jack line.
Does anybody know if Sawinski made the major league roster for them? I don't know.
I can't imagine how he could.
Yeah.
Could he?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm actually kind of interested in that. So I'm going to go to the Dodgers and I'm going to go to their just because I really did think he has a home run swing, but they messed him up. So let's see if I can find him on their most recent. I do not see Sawinski.
Oh, Jack didn't make it.
Amy May says it's okay to dream, Chris. They will be better.
There
Yes.
you go.
Thank you very much, Amy May. I appreciate it.
A
Appreciate
little
being here.
optimism from Amy.
A little optimism.
All
That's
right,
why we love her
last
so
chance
much.
in the chat. If you're watching us, tell us how many wins you think the Pirates are going to have this year. Or I put up a poll. Are they going to get over 82 wins? Are they going to be over 500? Drop your comments. Sports Porch Black and Gold on YouTube. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You'll know when we're live when you click notifications every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I am going to drop the podcast right after the show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or anywhere you get your friggin' podcast. Now, opening day is coming up. And
It's Thursday.
The Mets, Freddie Peralta, it's a national game. Unfortunately, I got to work. I actually thought about taking the day off to watch the game. You know what? I might do that. That might make my wife angry, but it'll make me happy.
Why are you talking about the Mets? Are they starting against the Pirates?
Yeah, they're
okay.
Yeah, opening day for the Pirates of the season is in New York. It's a national game.
Oh, in New York.
Yeah, in New York against the Mets. They come home for opening day against my Birds. So we'll see there.
That's the home opener.
Yes, the home opener is what we're talking about.
That's Friday. Yeah.
Welcome to the Porch.
Kiefer's going to that game, by the way.
Which segment are you here for tonight? The Pirates, the Pens, or the Steelers? What are you snacking on? Huh? What are you snacking on? I was snacking on.
What are you snacking on?
Yeah, I just figured I'd throw in a couple things there. What do you snack? I'm snacking on these pretzel balls. I love pretzel balls and San Pellegrino. What are you guys snacking on? Anything?
I was snacking on those tortilla rounds from Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah, the ranch rounds.
I ate that whole bag.
Yeah, they're too crunchy for me.
I love them.
I mean, the seasoning is great.
Yeah.
But the crunchy. What about you, Schwaber?
I pulled out some Nerds today.
Nice.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Man.
They've been
It's been a while since I've had some
They've been
Nerds.
sitting around for a while. I mean, maybe even a year.
They don't go bad.
Yeah, something that you get, something
They're
you
not
get,
going to be stale.
right? Something you get in your stocking stuffer.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled them out. I was working on the computer today, and man, I just kept on shoving them into my mouth. It's hard to stop. Amy May, you got to stop with the Nerds. They're too damn good.
Susan had a piece of Giardelli,
chocolate.
Yeah.
I had to throw it and hide it because the last time I ate something of hers, she got really upset.
Yeah, and he had,
which is why I had to go to Trader Joe's.
He had to come down to the grocery store and get the wafer cookie.
You know what was funny? I got that for her, and she was like, "Oh, you didn't have to do that." I got no positive from it.
That's hilarious. Even though it said it was free on the back, did you tell her it was free?
She didn't look.
Of course not.
Chris Chata with the unsurprising news: Sawinski sent to AAA.
Yep. There you go, Chris.
Yep, Sawinski. You three
What
are
do you think
nerds,
Sawinski
says
eats?
Amy,
What do you
that
think
is
Sawinski snacks on?
I think he eats egg white omelets.
I bet he's a Sour Patch Kid.
and kale.
I'm gonna say sunflower seeds and feel pretty good about it.
There you go. not Big League Chew. He doesn't
Big League
Chew and swallow it.
Maybe he wears one of those ring pops.
All right, we're gonna switch this up. Just opening day is on Netflix. That's strange to me. OC, yes, it is on Netflix and it is strange, but get used to it.
Welcome to the new world.
We're gonna get to the streaming portion of our show later. We're going to switch it up a little bit today because we're coming down near the end of the NHL regular season. The playoffs are around the corner, basically. Be here before you know it. Hockey Jesus down here. He preaches on the podcast after every single Penguins game without fail.
Amen.
You can also subscribe to him at the Sports Porch Podcast on YouTube. Hockey Jesus, the captain, returns. Sidney Crosby is back from injury just in time.
Well, they didn't really get the bump that I thought they were going to get from him coming back, to be honest.
You know, sometimes you don't get a bump when the star comes back. It's like the star comes back and everybody's
everybody takes a breath.
Oh, Sid will take care of it.
Yeah, Sid can win this
right,
game
right.
for us. And then it's like, oh, no, we still need our secondary scoring.
Right.
Yeah. The Pens are doing fine. I mean, they're in the heat of the battle right now. They're battling there are 2 spots in the Metro, and there are 3 teams battling for it. Everybody knows it's the Pens, it's Columbus, and it's the Islanders. There's some pesky teams sticking around. The Flyers are still sticking around. They still want to pretend that they're still in it, and they might be because they play against CBJ and the Islanders. So they win those games, they could be right there. I mean, it's
they have, as you
possible.
love to say, games in hand.
Yeah, they have 1 game in hand. Actually, probably 2 because the Islanders have the least amount of games on hand. But I'm 50-50 about them making the playoffs. The reason I'm optimistic is because I think their strength of schedule favors the Penguins over those 2 teams. I I kind of went through this a little bit on Saturday and Sunday, but CBJ is playing. The thing that's going to be weird for us is it's going to seem like the Penguins are dropping because their hard schedule is now and their easy schedule is later. And it's the complete opposite for the other two teams. So it may be like this week they drop out of a playoff spot, and I still won't be concerned because they've got 5 games at the end of the season or a cakewalk. They play Florida twice. They play Washington twice. They play at the Devils and at St. Louis. Those teams aren't even thinking about making the playoffs. So I think that's going to be where the Penguins really make up their time. If they're in a playoff spot on April 2nd, I'll call it then. They'll be in. They'll absolutely be in the playoffs.
They'll be in. It's just a matter of, are they going to be the 2 in the Metropolitan, or are they going to be a wild card?
Well, the interesting thing about the wild card is there are 2 Atlantic teams there now. I think New York. I believe this is true. Klein, you can look this up, but I'm pretty sure that in the wild card spot now is either, I think it's CBJ.
Yeah, they won,
and because Detroit lost, so they dropped out. So it's like 85 and then 84 points. I think Boston has 86 points, but that's how many the Penguins have. But because they're in the opposite side, and that's the way it works.
Okay, so you got in the wild card, you got Boston.
Could be the
Boston with 86 points.
86, right?
The Islanders with 85.
I'm surprised they don't have Columbus there.
Yeah, and the Pens have 86, the Blue Jackets 85.
Oh, because Columbus is in the 3rd spot in the Metro.
Yeah, they're in the 3rd spot in the Metro. And in the Atlantic, it's Buffalo, Tampa Bay, and Montreal.
So it is possible they could end up in the wild card. The reason you don't want to end up in the wild card, because then you got to play a number 1 team. You don't want to, playing against Buffalo might not be a bad thing, but I think Tampa will probably end up in that 1 spot before the end of the year. Kucherov is killing it right now. That guy is on fire. He overtook both McKinnon and McDavid for the scoring title. So he's carrying that Tampa Bay team right now. I got no beef with the way the Penguins are playing. The couple moves that I think they need to do is Lizott's going to be out for another three plus weeks, and that's the problem with the 4th line. The reason the Penguins were doing so well was their 4th line was the best 4th line in all of the NHL. Now it's just the 4th line because they don't have Lizotte down there. Nobody can chase pucks, and they got Soderblom down there, who's great because he's 6'8", but he can't chase down pucks. So I think they need to bring up Avery Hayes and put him on the 4th line occasionally to start chasing pucks to make that 4th line a little bit better again. They play against Colorado Tuesday night, and then they play again at Ottawa. Not a great place that we haven't been able to win much in Ottawa lately. Ottawa's kind of still sneaking into it. I'm hoping that they lose a couple games before they play. I know Ottawa plays tonight. I think actually 16. There are like 8 games tonight, so I'm sure that Ottawa plays tonight.
I think there's only like 1 game tonight, man.
Oh no, I'm sorry, tomorrow night. Yeah. Because everybody played yesterday, so everybody gets the day off today. Then everybody plays again tomorrow.
Mike Lawrence has a question for you. Colorado out for revenge tomorrow night.
Senators Rangers tonight.
Oh, so yeah, but the Rangers just played last night, so. Oh boy. So, that's not good because the Senators probably beat the Rangers.
It's in New York.
Yes, Mike. Colorado is absolutely out for revenge. Nobody likes to get drubbed this 7-2 at home, especially when that was a Gino comeback game. He was on fire. He hasn't played at all since then.
He hasn't?
No, he's been. Oh, he's. You
mean he hasn't played well?
He hasn't played well. I mean, he's been non-existent. I mean, giving up the puck in the defensive zone. The old Gino, the bad Gino that we hate to watch. I think that the veterans honestly are just kind of saving some of their energy when they know the game is out of hand. They're just like, doesn't matter if we lose by 3 or 4 goals.
Right.
Let's just coast the rest of this one. Save our energy. I can't believe they'd be saving their energy for somebody like Colorado, but they definitely need to be saving their energy for teams like Ottawa, the Islanders, Detroit. Those are the teams that are coming up that they need to beat. And actually, that Detroit game, that's the one I think I'm going to try and get tickets to, because that's going to be a playoff atmosphere game for sure. That's on the 31st of March. So Pens are doing fine. No need to panic yet. No need to panic even if they fall out of a playoff spot. They've got a really weak schedule coming up in the last 5 games of the year. You heard it here first. Make sure you tune in to the games, and if you don't, you know where you can catch me. I'm on YouTube after every single Pittsburgh Penguin game.
Damn straight. Damn straight he is. That was HJ. So we got one tomorrow night, obviously, after that game.
100%.
And, looking forward to the playoffs this year. I mean, what a great thing that we're talking about the Penguins in playoffs. I mean, that right there. The other thing
I should have noted, they signed Bill Zonin to a 3-year entry-level contract. He was one of the 3 first-round picks from last year that they picked up. He just recently got promoted to the AHL. So he is going to be on that. He's going to be on their roster for the playoffs, I believe. And word on the street is he looks great. So he could be the next guy coming up. They've kind of soured on Tristan Bras, and because he just hasn't played much. Rector McGroarty, he'd been up with the Pens for a little bit, but he's been injured too. So I don't know what's going on with those 2 guys, but that's why you have a lot of draft picks. They're not all going to work out. So it's good to see a young kid like Zonin come up through the ranks, and looks like he earned himself a 3-year entry-level contract. They're usually about $1 million, those entry-level contracts. So that's good. He'll be on the cheap for the next 3 years.
And there you have it. Hockey Jesus after every single Penguins game.
Amen.
Sports Porch Black and Gold here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Click notifications. You'll know we're live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I am going to drop the podcast right after the show on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your friggin' podcasts. You can visit our website, Live on the Porch. Visit theporcheslive.com for more Pittsburgh sports coverage. All right, guys, it's that time. It's time to talk about the Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, and things have died down now with free agency hitting its peak, and then we're kind of waiting for the draft to show up here in a couple weeks. And I saw this today, okay, and I don't know. And I read an article about it. It's not really a rumor. It's more of a suggestion. If you're Omar Khan, are you trading for a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy, or are you sticking with the current room? Let's talk about it. Grant Schwabini sent a text out to us today talking about, Dan Orlovsky saying that Ty Simpson's the best quarterback in the draft. We still don't have an official word from Aaron Rodgers. Who the hell knows what's happening there? So I'm looking at the Steelers depth chart right now, and our starter is Mason Rudolph.
Yippee!
Will Howard is second.
Change is good.
Our running backs are Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdle. I'm not even going to go with 3rd and 4th. We got DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman Jr., and Roman Wilson is penciled in as the number 3 receiver. Now, this is all, way before the fact. You got Freiermuth and Washington. Then you have Jones, who's injured, so we'll call it Dylan Cook, Spencer Anderson, Zach Frazier, Mason McCormick, and Troy Fautanu. Look, I don't want them to take Ty Simpson in the draft. Do you? I mean, your text, Grant Schwabini, was more like if he's available, you think they're going to take him. I guess.
I think if he's available, I think they're going to take him. But at least Dan Orlovsky thinks that there's no way he's going to get to them. That he did so well in the interviews at the combine. Orlovsky was breaking down the tape, and he was actually, it was some pretty impressive tape work, actually, if you want to go try to find it on YouTube and look at it later. He was basically showing how Ty Simpson makes NFL quarterback plays, whereas the guy who's going number 1 really doesn't.
Right.
So it was kind of interesting.
Mendoza.
Right. So it was kind of interesting, but they really think that he's got no chance he's somebody who's
go before.
Yeah, his stock is up and he's going to go for. They're talking about like the Cardinals, maybe picking him, and so he's not going to get there. But But it does make you think, like, look, I mean, what if, what's the Steelers pick? Is it like 22 or something?
21.
21. Okay.
Yep.
What if the guy's available around 13? Do you trade up to get
absolutely not?
Well, but you don't know if he's a franchise quarterback, then it would be the best move they've made in years.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right. So that's the question. The bottom line, think about it this way. It's harder to get a quarterback once you get out of the top 10, but sometimes you get fortunate. Ben was, I believe, the 11th overall pick.
Something
right?
Like that. No,
so I'm pretty sure it was number 11.
He was around there.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So, like sometimes you can get those guys, in that, lower teens kind of range. Look, I mean, here's the bottom line. You're stuck with Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't really matter to me anyway that you got a new coach and you got some interesting new players on the team. The team's going to be still very much in that 7-10 to 10-7 range.
Yep.
If it goes well, maybe they win their division, make the playoffs. They're probably out after a round. Because Aaron Rodgers isn't the long-term answer. He's just not as good as he was anymore.
No.
Right.
So you need the next quarterback. And if you've got an opportunity to get a guy that a lot of people think is a franchise quarterback, do it now. Look what happened last year. They said, no, wait until this year's draft. That's when all the quarterbacks are going to be good. And then they all had horrible years.
That's true. Right.
So what are you going to do? Wait till next year again?
They're trying. They're also trying to link the Steelers to Carson Beck,
Mm-hmm.
who he played in Georgia. And
I don't believe in him at all.
I don't either. And I guess the thing about Ty Simpson is that admittedly, I have not seen him play. So I can't say whether or not I think he passes the eye test.
And look, the JJ McCarthy thing. Let me put it to you this way. Generally speaking, I don't have a heck of a lot of interest in him. He was pretty low in pretty much about every quarterback rating you could have.
Yep.
But I will say this. I mean, he definitely has talent. He's got a clutch gene in him. If I could get him for something cheap, I would.
You would do it.
I would. Like if I could get him for like a 4th round pick, I would do it. Yeah. and just see what he's got.
Well, and in signing Kyler Murray, they clearly are
they're moving on.
That they're moving on from him.
Right.
But then again, he's you're picking him up off the junk heap, from another team, and that's not your long-term answer either. So I'm with you. I just worry about their history with quarterbacks. Now, of course, it is the Mike McCarthy era, which we're talking about down here. But I look at this team right now, and until they make a move, until the draft is here, or until Aaron Rodgers officially says I'm back and they sign him, I mean, Mason Rudolph is your quarterback. And I look at this and I'm like, okay, DK Metcalf was basically, I'm just going to say it. He was a disappointment last year. He didn't put up numbers. He put up numbers that were on par or even a little worse than George Pickens did the year before.
He was a disappointment more so because of his brain deadness. Though.
Yeah, right.
He missed a bunch of games.
He missed games.
Right.
I do not see an offense here. Now, let's put Aaron Rodgers in the starting position. I still do not see an offense here that scares anyone. It just doesn't. This could easily be a really, really bad season, which here we are. We can argue would be a good thing.
Could be. Yeah. I mean,
I would almost prefer that Rodgers stay away. They don't draft a quarterback. They roll with Mason, because I don't think with Mason Rudolph that they're a 7-10 win team. I think they're a 4-5 win team if Mason Rudolph is, and this is all, it's all kind of ridiculous because
it might not be Mason Rudolph. It might be the kid.
Yeah, Will Howard.
Yeah.
Will Howard.
And he could really be terrible also.
He could be terrible too.
Amy says on YouTube, it may be a new coach, but it's the same dumb owner looking at the past. Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I would go with dumb owner. And when you look at the defense right now, it's kind of a mess. I mean, let's face it. Cam Hayward played above himself last year. He just got rewarded with
not great last year.
Well, I mean, they're saying he played well, so and I think he played okay.
He was average
for his age.
Yeah, for his age.
Yeah. Then you got Keanu Benton and Derek Harmon. I mean, okay, Derek Harmon showed some flashes here and there.
He's got to be much better next year. He's a number 1 overall pick.
Right.
Number 1 pick.
He was injury riddled, though.
He was. Yeah. That doesn't help.
Watt's on his way down. Patrick Queen, we know, never measured up. Malik Harrison, throw in. He was a draft pick, but a throw in. Highsmith has an upside, but
their defensive backfield's going to be killer.
You think so?
Yeah, the defensive backs are improved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's going to help the defensive line because they're going to get another second or two to the quarterback, and that's going to make a big difference.
I mean, with JPJ there, and if he continues to improve in his technique, right? Jaquan Brisker, I think he had some flashes in Chicago, but there was also word out of Chicago that he wasn't really that great.
Well, of course, because they didn't sign him.
Right, Jamel Dean. I do like Jamel Dean there. So yeah, I'll stick with you. The offensive lineman who hurt his neck, OC.
Ramsey's still there.
That's Broderick Jones.
Jones, OC. Broderick Jones.
Yeah, he might not play. He might not play next year.
And that's the thing. If he can't play, I think the Steelers might actually go tackle in the first.
They're not
going
to go tackle.
You don't think so?
No, they went Fatanu. They went Jones. They can't go there again.
Yeah, maybe not.
You can't go there again.
Maybe they said
the only guy they'll go in the first round is if that guard from Penn State's there. He's supposedly a beast. So that's the only way they'll end up going offensive line in the first round. But he's projected to go like
it wouldn't
10 to 15.
It wouldn't shock me if they went defensive end in the first round.
I know that is such a stupid move,
but I don't know how stupid it is because like if TJ Watt's only going to give you 7-8 sacks, you eventually have to replace that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's another area where, maybe not necessarily at 22, or 21, but, maybe there's somebody you really like and you move up to 15.
Yep.
Just give them a 4th round pick to go with it.
They got to get one of these top 3 wide receivers.
Well,
Darnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, or Jordan Tyson.
I'm not entirely sure that they'll do that, though, being that they now have Pittman and Metcalf.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to.
They don't really have a number 3 receiver here. They just don't.
They got to go get somebody.
They got to get somebody.
They haven't drafted for that position in a long
Although
time.
They do say that this draft is loaded at wide receiver.
Yeah.
So you could potentially get one in the second round.
Yeah, they'll probably end up going for somebody like Denzel Boston or Chris Bell.
Well, they're saying Boston might actually end up being in
Boston. Yeah, I've seen mocks where Boston goes to Pittsburgh in the first round.
Yeah. Didn't they sign a big lineman from the Cowboys, says Mike Lawrence? Yes, they did. They signed a center, Ryan McCollum, for depth. And of course, there's your Mike McCarthy connection there.
Yeah. Right.
So it is going to be an interesting year for them, and it's going to be an interesting draft. And there's a lot of unanswered questions. And we're going to continue to try to answer those questions and then question those questions and question those answers for the foreseeable future.
The one thing I heard about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the way they draft, is they rank their top 100, and that's what they do. When the 1 pick goes, they go to number 2, and if the number 5 pick's there, that's who they take when they get to it.
So
they
do who they believe is best available based on the list they made.
Yep.
Well, I think a lot of teams do that.
Yeah.
Except the Cowboys or the Raiders, or they like to wheel and deal.
So I mean, when that happens, you don't know who they're really targeting.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the issue. Like, it's not like they said, okay, who's the best wide receivers? Let's rank them, and when that guy's there, that's who we're going to take. They just don't do that.
Although that's
not a terrible strategy.
Yeah, the thing about the strategy, though, I've never really quite understood. Because I do get the idea of you shouldn't draft for need. You should draft for the best player available.
Talent, yes.
That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
However, how can you tell that a wide receiver is more talented than an offensive lineman?
Right.
They don't compare to each other.
You can't.
You can't.
No.
You can't say like, well, he's got a better chance of being an all-pro as a guard versus him as a receiver. I mean, like, what the hell is that?
How do you compare the two?
Like,
well, I think you have to think about what the need is. What is your pressing need, and then weigh that against the second. Like, if let's say you're looking at the receiver and this guard. Well, who do we need more? And now, which one is one of them a generational talent, and is it the opposite one? I think that's how you do it.
Yeah, but you have to be skeptical of the way they evaluate talent too, because they went up to get Broderick Jones,
right?
Well, they went up to
didn't even start it.
They went up to get Devin Bush,
yeah,
and
I mean, so that's the thing. That's what's so difficult, like with the ranking system. If your ranking system's off and you say you have somebody ranked number 5 and he's there at, maybe 3 picks before you're going to go and he's going to go, it's like, okay, now we're going to waste the second round pick to go get him. And he might not have been worth it.
Right. Right.
That's the hardest thing about drafting. It's really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that being said, the draft, I think, is exactly a month from today.
1 month. Yeah. 23rd.
Hopefully now that we've planned so ridiculously well for this entire last year, we'll have some exciting stuff that happens on draft night.
Oh, it's going to be exciting no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you just go down there to the free section, you're going to have a friggin' blast.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get your energy level up.
Yeah, maybe. That's hilarious. All right. Black and Gold, Sports Porch, Black and Gold. That's what we are all over the world on YouTube right now. If you've joined us, thanks for being here. Remember, click that subscribe button. We're trying to build the YouTube channel as quickly as we can. And click notifications every Monday, 7 p.m. Dropping the podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your freaking podcasts right after the show. Absolutely. This is the part of the show where we're going to give back to you. That's right. We call this What We're Watching, or the Couch Report, whatever you want to call it. But what it is really is you give to us, so we give back to you. And how do we do that? Well, there's a lot of things out there that you can choose to watch. And right now we're still in between opening days, a couple days away, hockey playoffs, or a couple weeks down the road. The NFL draft is coming up. What are you going to watch? What are you going to fill your time with? Well, we take care of that for you. We watch a whole bunch of shit all the time, constantly, and we will suffer and watch bad shit just to tell you not to watch it.
You're welcome.
We might pull a gem. We might pull a gem.
You never know.
Out of the sack. So that's what we're going to do.
Keep your sack to yourself.
I threw that in there just because. This week, we're going to start with the Grand Schwabini. The Grand Schwabini did a little, I think, unselfish watching.
Unselfish watching.
Yes.
Unselfish watching.
Orphan Black.
I love this show.
Did you see it yet?
I did not.
I have to tell you, I only watched this because you said it was great.
Yep.
And I did have a second endorsement. My dad watched it and said he thought it was really good.
Okay.
There you go.
And but to be honest, the premise of it, I would generally believe that I wouldn't find it that interesting.
Right.
Because essentially what it's about is
it's a dumb title.
It's a really dumb title. To be honest, I'm not even entirely sure I get it. And I'm in the middle of the 4th season. But no, I pretty much get it. But so anyway, for those of you who have not seen it, it's on Netflix. And it's basically the story of this woman. She's riding the subway and she sees a woman right in front of her, and the woman looks exactly like her, like it's her doppelganger. This woman then, this is the only thing I'll ruin for you, throws herself in front of a train, kills herself. And then, she takes her, basically her purse with all her stuff in it. Mm-hmm. And then kind of starts going down this whole journey in terms of who was this person?
That looked exactly like
exactly like me. And so what ends up basically,
I like the premise.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is that she's a clone. There was a clone experiment. And so the cool thing about this, which is what Klein had mentioned before, is that this actress here, she plays all these parts. And what's really interesting about it is she does such a good job. When you're watching the show, you completely think that they're a different person.
Yeah.
Like you don't even think like.
I see the picture now. Four different girls there. It looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same person.
Same person.
Right.
Yeah. It's the same actress.
Right. Right. And so what I would say is it's highly entertaining. It's good. It's good in terms of it's got action. It's got humor in it. Like my two favorites are Allison and Allison, who basically Allison's all the way on the right if you're looking here. Mm-hmm. She basically sort of like plays this like goody two shoes, and
I see that
she goes down a dark road. And then Helena, who's right next to her, is hilarious.
She's like from the Ukraine.
Right. She's like from the Ukraine.
And she's insane.
She is insane, but she's like so great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like she'll just be like, I thought you said I'm institutionalized. Like stuff like that.
And then she'll stick a knife in somebody's throat.
And I love the way she calls her sisters cestus.
Sestra.
It's highly entertaining. Amy loves it, which Amy didn't think she was going to like it when we started it.
You're welcome, Amy.
And so we're in the middle of the 4th season. I think it's 6 seasons. And 6 seasons. Yeah, it's really good. So I would say definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up from the Grand Schwalbini.
2 thumbs up for Orphan Black. You found it on Netflix, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It was originally, I think, on AMC or one of those
something
other
else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. HJ, did you go comedy route again here?
No, this is far from a comedy.
HJ.
This is you know who Eric Dane is?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he just died.
Oh, yeah.
He died.
Yeah.
So there's a show by this guy, Brad Falchuk. I guess he interviews people knowing they're going to die. And he promises that he won't air the interview till after they're dead. So they basically can say whatever they want. Now, Eric Dane, if you don't know this, ended up getting ALS.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So he was in a wheelchair. He spoke kind of funny, because, he had ALS. And he literally, I think he did this interview and he died like within a month after this interview, which is kind of sad. But it's really interesting because, Eric Dane from ER, right?
Right.
And The Last Ship.
And The Last Ship, yeah.
Yeah.
He was the commander.
Yeah.
The Last Ship.
It was a big one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, TBS.
But, on ER, he actually wasn't supposed to be on that show. He just made a cameo. And everybody loved him so much. They were like, you have to write him into the show.
And the ladies loved him.
Yep. And there you go. He became a regular. And it's really, I don't know if I would, you have to like shows where people kind of like divulge, information about dying. It's kind of a somber subject.
I'm not sure I would like that.
Right. It's not an upper.
It's not an upper. It can be, because you don't know what people's opinion of dying are, right? And put it this way.
My opinion is that I don't really want it to happen anytime soon.
Right.
Yeah, and he kind of felt the same way. He knew he was going to die, and he had children. He had 2 daughters, and I guess him and his wife were estranged over the ALS. So there was some stuff there, but it's a very interesting take. The interviewer was fantastic.
Yeah, you
have to ask the right interviews to somebody who's dying so that they can pull out things that maybe they wouldn't say otherwise. And the really is so. First of all, if you watch it, know you're going to cry. 100% you're going to cry. And second of all, if you watch it, I thought it was great at the end because the interviewer, he leaves the room and he says, you can say whatever you want and nobody will know what you say until, we actually air.
So you're dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he just, kind of poured his heart out to his daughters and, talked about his life and, how he wanted them to, be good people essentially. But I would say if you're interested in death, this is good for you.
Okay.
Or if you're not interested in, trying to see how people's feelings about, their own death are, even though we're all going to die, I would say absolutely steer very, very far away from it. Yes. The odds on dying are 1 of 1.
Amy says Grey's Anatomy, not ER.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're
That's
right.
what I thought. Yeah, I thought McSteamy, right?
McSteamy, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
I always got those. I always got those mixed up. Yeah.
McDreamy was Patrick
McDreamy was
Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey.
McSteamy was him.
By the way, I'm watching that Patrick Dempsey show. It's pretty good.
I heard it's good.
Memory of a Murder.
Memory of a Murder. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's on Fox, right?
So I'm gonna give it 1 thumb up because I don't think this is for everybody.
Okay, there you go.
All right, Chris Chada comes in. He says, "I've been watching Tehran on Apple TV. It's solid."
You know, I haven't watched the 3rd season. Here's the thing, though.
I have.
You have? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Honest to God, I watched the first 15 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Like, I watched this so long ago. I barely have any recollection of what's going on.
Yeah.
Did you find that at all? Or did you?
Yes. But what I do, you know how you can skip the recaps?
Yeah.
I just watch all the recaps because they'll pull things from previous seasons.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, I just thought it was, and we're on a segue here on Tehran, which may get reviewed later, but I just found it pretty interesting that I was watching it, and then all of a sudden we started a war with Iran.
right.
That would maybe make this whole thing,
speak it into existence.
Doesn't matter anymore. We're in control. So, anyway, all right.
Some would say we've been at war with Iran since 1979.
I think you're absolutely right. That's another show. That's another show. Okay, TD to finish out the night. I've been watching so much lately, but I've stayed away from Amazon Prime for quite a while. And it's because for a while, a few years back, real quick explanation, I just felt like the shows weren't, they didn't have a lot of real quality shows. So I came back, and now last week, I think I reviewed 56 Days, right? Or the week before.
Yeah, you did.
This is another Amazon Prime recent 2026. It's called Steel, and it's really good. It's basically about a hedge fund or an asset manager in London, a big company. These people, not the guy on the left that you're looking at, he's the detective, but these other two, they work for the company, and there's a theft, there's a robbery. These people come in and they make them transfer something like £4 billion from the hedge fund to this secret offshore account. And then it becomes this twisted, like, was it an inside job? Was it not an inside job? Who was it? Who wasn't it? And it's done really well. And for a watch that like is not for a show that didn't get a whole lot of attention yet, I think it has you from the first episode, because it starts with these people going to their normal white collar job on a trading floor, and then these guys come in with masks and they make the blonde and the black haired dude. They make them basically go to the computer and steal the money.
Oh, I see.
And then they leave, and then it's like, okay, well, how did they know this was going to happen? And it's worth a watch. It's one season. It's not going to have a follow up.
8 episodes.
I think it's 8 episodes. Yeah, it's pretty good. So if you want an easy watch and a good caper, you want to watch Steel on Amazon Prime. Yes, boys. I think that's it.
We made it to the end.
I really do.
How in the hell did that happen? Time passages.
All right, guys, listen, I want to thank you for being here. As always, on the Sports Porch Black and Gold, you can always join the conversation. You can hit us up on YouTube. You can email us, ogsportsporch@gmail.com. You can visit us at theporcheslive.com. And you can also listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Leave us a review. For the Grand Schwabini, for Hockey Jesus, I'm your technical director. We're going to see you next week. I'm out.